Hi everyone, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Amaka. In this tutorial, we are going to be learning two different methods of making a tulip skirt. Now, if this looks like what you would like to learn, keep watching and also turn on the notification bell so that you will be notified whenever I upload new videos. So let's get started. I have my basic skirt pattern here. I've drafted the front panel. If you don't know how to draft a basic skirt block, I have a tutorial on how to draft a basic skirt block. I'm going to leave the link of that video in the description box below so that you can check it out later. So now, what we are going to do, now this pattern, we are going to alter this pattern. We are going to do some alterations on this pattern. So now, this is when I open it, this is what I have. So what I'm going to do now, these lines I have here, I'm going to transfer these lines to this other side of the pattern. Now I'm going to be working with I'm going to use my tracing wheel to do that. So this is the back panel. Now on the back panel, we don't need any alteration. The back panel is going to be like this. I've transferred the lines to this other side of the pattern paper. So now what I'm going to do is this. From here, now this is the midpoint of this is the midpoint of the front panel. So I'm going to mark 1 inch from here. I'll mark 1 inch from here and I'll curve it to the knee. This is the knee point. So I'm going to curve it to the knee point. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something like this. Now my tulip is not very big. This is optional. You can decide to start your cutting from here to this point. It all depends on how open you want yours to be, but this is just how I want it to be. You understand? You can decide to start from here to this point, but this is how I want it to be. So I'm going to cut it. Now this part, so I'm going to cut it from here because this part is going to have seam allowance. This seam allowance is still going to be here. So I'm cutting it from here to this point. This seam allowance, I'm going to use it to sew it to the back, join it to the back panel, and join this one to the back panel. So I'm going to cut 2 of these, and I'm also going to cut 2 of the back panel. So I'll do it and show you the outcome. So this is the front panel. Now I've used the paper to cut out the front panel. I have 2 of these. So this is the back panel. I've also used the paper to cut out the back panel, and I also have 2 of these. So now this is the front panel. So I'm going to take this to my sewing machine. The first thing I'm going to do is this. I'll close the darts. I'll close the dart of the back panel. Then I'll close the zipper. Now this is the zipper. This is the zipper allowance. I'll close the zipper allowance. I'll fix the zipper. After that, I'm going to place the back panel on the front panel, right side facing right side, and I'll sew here with what I have here is 1.5 inches seam allowance, and I'll sew here with 1.5 inches seam allowance. So I'm going to do all these things that I just said, and I'll show you the outcome. I'll do it and I'll hem the lower part. So I'm going to do it and show you the outcome. So this is the front panel. I've closed the darts and I've also joined the waist. Now you see how it is. Are you seeing the tulip effect? You see how the front is. So I've also closed the dart of the back panel. I've closed the back, and I also closed the darts. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and I'm going to place this on the, I'll place the back panel on the front panel, right side facing right side, and I'll sew. So I'm going to sew here with 1.5 inches seam allowance, and I'll sew here with 1.5 inches seam allowance. So I'm going to do it and show you the outcome. Now this is a dress. What I'm making is a dress, but I just want to use it to show you. This is the lining of the dress. It's not even the main fabric, but I just want to use it to show you how to make a tulip skirt, how you can achieve the design, the easiest way to achieve the design, without a perfect design, without it opening. So that's just it. So I'm going to sew it, and I'm going to hem the lower part, then I'll attach the zipper. So this is the first way. This is the first way of making a tulip skirt. You see that I've closed the sides. Now see how the front is. See how the front is. Now I'm going to show you the second way. But if the second one is going to be like a wrap skirt. This part is going to be open, like it will be like a wrap skirt that you can flip. Now the second way, I'm going to open up this part. So the next method, now I've opened this part. So I've opened this part. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and I'm going to close this side. Now the next method is that you can wear it as a wrap skirt. Do you understand? You can wear that. When you wear it as a wrap skirt, you're going to have something like this. If you're wearing it as a wrap skirt, you're going to have something like this. This part is going to be open. So now after hemming, you see that I opened this part too. So you're going to hem this part and you fix a rope here, which you're going to use to maybe tie it to the back or to the side. Or you can also attach a button or something. You understand? Then I'm going to close here. So you wear it as a normal skirt, then it will have this wrap. So I'm going to do it and show you the outcome. I'm going to close here. I'll hem here, attach the rope, and show you the outcome. Now after sewing, so this is the skirt. You see how it is. So now this is what I did. Let me show you what I did. So I had to hem here. I folded it in. I opened here and I hemmed here. Hemmed here. That is this wrap part. I hemmed it. And I also fixed the band. Now I had to fix the band. So now this is how it looks. So I'm going to wear this skirt on my mannequin and show you what it looks like. If you found this tutorial helpful, please click on the like button, share this video with your friends, share this video in your sewing groups, subscribe to my channel if you've not done so. Feel free to ask questions. I'll be in the comment section to answer all your questions. We've come to the end of this tutorial. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.